Welcome to Twists and Tales. Get ready for a story that will keep you on the edge of your seat. Unexpected turns, hidden secrets, and mind-blowing revelations await. Let's dive in. I never thought I'd be one of those people who could say something strange was happening in my house. But here I am, telling you the story of what's been going on for the past few weeks. Every night, I hear footsteps coming from above my ceiling. Steady, deliberate steps, as if someone is walking back and forth in my attic. It started off as a faint noise, but soon it became so loud and constant it was impossible to ignore. At first I told myself it was nothing, just my imagination, maybe the house settling, or even the wind. But then it started getting more frequent, more intense. Every night, just after midnight, the footsteps would begin. I would freeze, my heart pounding, wondering who or what could be up there. I'd check the attic door, but each time it was empty. Nothing was out of place. The attic was just as I left it, but the sounds wouldn't stop. I started to wonder, could someone be living up there? I checked the attic thoroughly, but it was empty. I couldn't shake the feeling that someone was hiding just beyond my reach, observing me. I began hearing the footsteps, at odd times, sometimes during the day. No matter when, the steps were always there, just above my head. I tried to rationalize it. Maybe there's an animal up there, perhaps a squirrel or raccoon had made its way in. But that didn't sit right. This wasn't random scrambling of an animal. It was methodical. The steps were too deliberate, too regular. Why wasn't it being caught? And why no signs of it? No droppings, no chewed-up wires, nothing. Just silence. I couldn't ignore it any longer. So, I set up cameras in the attic. I thought if I could just capture what was happening, it would all make sense. At first, nothing. The footage was empty, silent. But on the third night, things changed. The footage was grainy, but it showed something. Something that chilled me. A figure appeared in the corner of the attic. It was just a shadow at first, but as I watched, it became clearer. It was tall, thin, moving slowly, pacing back and forth across the attic floor. It wasn't like a normal person walking. The figure glided, its feet never actually touching the floor. I watched as it moved with a deliberate slowness. My mind raced as I processed what I was seeing. It wasn't an animal. It wasn't a ghost. But it wasn't human either. It was something else. Something that shouldn't be there. It was dark, indistinct, its features hard to make out. But I could tell it was there, alive, or whatever you'd call it, and I knew it wasn't supposed to be in my house. The next morning, I went up to the attic, hoping to find something that would explain it. But when I opened the door, the attic was just as it had been. Empty. No sign of anything. The footage, however, showed a figure in the corner, and that was only the beginning. Over the following days, I watched more footage, hoping for answers. The figure kept appearing, pacing, hiding in shadows, staying just out of clear sight. Sometimes near the back wall, other times closer to the camera. It would stop, stare at the camera, and vanish back into the darkness. It never came closer, never fully revealed itself. I got paranoid. What if someone was living up there watching me? What if I wasn't alone? But every time I checked, the attic was empty, no signs of anyone. The footsteps continued. Every night, they grew louder, sometimes right above me, pacing slowly back and forth. Other times, I would hear nothing, only to find the figure in the footage standing motionless. It never came closer. It just waited, watched, and disappeared when I least expected it. One night, I decided to do something drastic. I set up a second camera, closer to the hatch that led to the attic, and left it running all night. As I lay in bed, listening to the footsteps above me, I prayed I would finally get an answer. Around 3 a.m., the figure appeared again. This time, it wasn't just pacing. It was standing still, staring directly at the camera. I watched in horror as it slowly moved closer to the lens. The shape was blurry, but I could see its outline. It was as if it was trying to reach out, to make contact, to send some kind of message. But as quickly as it moved forward, it disappeared into the darkness. I don't know what's going on in my attic. I don't know if it's a ghost, a person, or something else entirely. All I know is the footsteps never stop. Every night, they get louder, more distinct, and every time I check, the attic is empty. But I know what I saw. I know what I heard, and I don't think I'll ever feel safe in my own home again. If you've experienced anything like this, or if you have any idea what's going on, let me know in the comments. Maybe you've been through something similar. I'd love to hear your thoughts. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you want to hear more unsettling stories and find out what happens next in this creepy mystery. You won't want to miss what's coming.